me share with you this. Initially, I drew inspiration from Sonia Chuk's book, Traveling at the Speed of Love. And I recognized the importance of creating a lesson that would inspire you to aspire into the year 2024 with a purpose, like knowing that you are the light of the world. And that's the bottom line. I think the whole premise for 2023 has been, I am the light of the world. I make a difference. And so I realized that it was important to recognize your deservingness and embrace your inherent right. It's funny, some philosophers argue that you cannot give anything away if you are unaware that you have it. You cannot give anything away if you are unaware that you possess it. So ultimately, I'd like this lesson to encourage you to be inspired to aspire. When you inspire to aspire, you are saying, I have so much to give, my cup is running over. So you aspire to inspire. The main idea for today is to acknowledge your value. To acknowledge the value in order to fulfill your purpose in 2024. And I know by fearlessly accepting your birthright, ladies and gentlemen, you will naturally motivate and uplift others. You don't have to do anything but be you. So how did that feel? Did you guys have, do you know who you're using? What mode of transportation? Have you figured out where you want to go? Could you see yourself there? And if you have, it's a nice thing to think about, isn't it? We know that 2024 is right around the corner. But I would love to not only look at 2024 as a year, but I'd like us to look at it as a place. It's a place in time where demonstrations and unlimited possibilities exist. It's an important part of our journey. And as the embodiment of love and the source of light that we are, that you are, your sole mission is and always has been to be the light of the world. According to Course in Miracles, to say that out loud is not arrogant. It's a sense of humility. It's the opposite of what the ego might thrive on as self-glorification or an idea of self-deception. This is real humility. Thank you. I have the gift of being the light of the world. This is my purpose. So I just need to say, I love her. Marianne Williamson just says it so wonderfully for her. She says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. That's easy peasy. It's easy to say I'm not enough or I can't do it. It's just easy. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Oh my God, suppose I stand out. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? And Marianne Williamson says, well, actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing, absolutely nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel unsure around you. You're not doing them any justice, light of the world. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us, and this is what you got to know. It's not just in you, it's in all of us. It's in all of us. And as we liberate ourselves and we consciously give ourselves permission to be the light of the world, our presence automatically liberates others. So don't be afraid to show off the God in you. Don't be afraid to show the truth. It won't kill anybody, okay? It's all good. This is why we were created. And so I say, don't be afraid to inspire to aspire. Now, despite this gift of who we are, many of us still struggle at times with feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness. This is why we do the most loving thing we can do. In some of the languages that I know, people say, I keep coming back. Some people say, I replenish the spirit. But no matter what we do, we get to remember right now our immense worth and the fact that we are indeed an illuminating force in the world. But Lady V, Jimmy, how do we get into the spot where we forget? I caught you off guard there, right? Well, let's first ask ourselves, who are we listening to? Who are we listening to? Are we listening to the ego, or are we listening to the higher power? Where are our antennas tuned into? What radio station? WJOY or WPAIN? Who is dictating our worthiness? The world and its delusional standards, or a position of positive expectancy? I think deservingness is a big part of our dilemma. And it has to do with the concept of deserving, or as Louise Hay terms it, deservability. She says, like, if at the deepest core of our being, we don't feel or believe we deserve the gifts we've asked the universe for, and that the universe wants to give us, guess what? That belief of not deserving will block all those gifts from coming into our lives. So we end up settling for less than we really truly desire as the result of our limiting beliefs. We don't take advantage of our gifts. And because we're human, I call us AH, amazing humans, we will fall short sometimes, and it's okay. So before we do this whole beam me up Scotty experience and go and transport ourselves into 2024, whether we go leisurely or get chauffeured or ride first class on an airplane, we want to take a deservability consciousness similar to the joy plan I taught about 5 months ago, to inspire and to aspire, and aspire to inspire. So let's look at what a deservability consciousness entails. Initially, you want to recognize your worth as nothing you need to earn or nothing you need to work for. Your worth is nothing. You don't have to earn your worth. You don't have to work for your worth. You were born worthy. Your worth is what you get to feel deep within the core of your being, telling you you are inherently valuable and deserving of good things in life, AKA child of God. And let's look at, and the proof is in the pudding, and I won't be able to read, but I'm just going to roll with it. I want us to do a quick self-assessment, all right? And we're going to share with the community, we're going to share with each other. I want you to reflect on one positive quality that you have, and write it down in the chat. One, just one. One positive quality that you have, and share it with us. 2, I want you to write down in the chat one achievement you've made. Let's just do in 1 year, in this 2023. One achievement you've made. And write it in the chat. And then I want you lastly to write one strength you have. Just one. I know you have a lot, but just write one. But bottom line is, you have all of these things and more. And so it is important for you to recognize them, because sometimes when we feel a certain way, this self-assessment will give you the strength to move on. So make sure we're carrying that in our 2024 deservability consciousness. And as you become aware of your gifts, I want you to bear in mind how you stay tapped in, turned on, and tuned into consciousness. Making sure you are listening to the right radio station. Having the power to dismiss negative beliefs and or self-doubts that may try to hold you back. And I want you to know, in the real world, negative beliefs and self-doubt happen to all of us. The difference is when you're practicing principles, you don't get hung up and drowned by them. You get right back on. You get the opportunity to use your assets, to use your strengths. And you replace your insecurity and skepticism with positive affirmations, empowering thoughts, and affirmative prayer. So let's always be reminded that a key to deservability is self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness. I love Maxine, I think, said she's kind, and Maxine, I hope it's coming back to you in a multitude when you look in the mirror and you say, I'm treating myself with kindness. Speak lovingly to yourself. Accept your imperfections. And now, I don't know if it's an age thing, but I just laugh at myself. I just laugh out loud. I just think I'm the cutest thing when I make my mistakes. I'm just like, oh my girl, I just talk to myself. I just don't take it seriously. Because it's exciting that I still can laugh at myself and accept my imperfections, because I was perfectly made, you know that. Speak lovingly to yourself. I did a lesson on joy plan and how to speak to yourself, and one of the things I shared is give yourselves names of endearment. Now, when I say yourself, I'm really going to the inner child, the pre-adolescent, the teenager, the young adult, and the amazing human being that you are now. And so what that looks like is, like especially when we deal with these imperfections, oh, sweetie pie, come here, let me hold you. Give me a hug. Think of the people in your lives that just loved you, and what did they call you? Your aunties, your uncles, your grandparents, or anybody that just, a neighbor I had a neighbor that adored me, and she used to say, bless your little heart, bless you, come here, sweetie, bless you. Those names you need to take and bring it on to yourself and say it to yourself, because guess what, that person in the mirror that I'm looking at is going to be the person that's going to be looking at me for the rest of my life. So I better be good to her. I better be good to her. And I did write some examples of names of endearment, but I don't know. Well, beautiful, lovely, my boo, gorgeous, handsome. I don't know. When we get to the afterglow, Bruce, you guys and Bill, you guys are going to have to tell me what kinds of names of endearment you share in the mirror or talk to yourself and say. So I'm listening. I'm going to listen out for that, okay? So, yeah. So that's what we want to do. We want to have self-compassion. This is what we're taking in 2024. We're going to remember not to take ourselves so seriously. We are perfectly imperfect and we love ourselves. That's what we want to bring. We want to make sure that the radio station is tuned in to the right radio station. And so now I'm going to ask you to again close your eyes. We have a lot of information that we've gotten. And this is all helping you to fulfill your decision by the end of this lesson. So let's go back down into a deep meditation or soft meditation. And I want you to relax again. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Wow, to breathe in is just amazing. The most precious gift I have is breathing. I couldn't do without breathing. So let's take another deep breath in and out. And as you prepare to embark upon this next adventure into 2024, I'd like you to imagine yourself in a car. And I want you to take a look in the rearview mirror for just a minute. I want you to take notice of all the detours, the roadblocks, curves in the road, bridges crossed, yellow brick roads, opening and closing of doors. They're all good. They're all good because they've led you to where you are today. Just thank yourself. Thank yourself. You've made it much further because you've embraced yourself, the whole bit, your whole self. You've embraced yourself. You've increased your communication with your inner ding, the universal spirit, and you are at a place of love. Now, imagine yourself at a new place, at an airport. And here you're taking your spirit-filled passport out. Now, open it up, and whoa, look at how many places and how far you've gone. Look at all those stamps. Self-forgiving, self-loving, affirmative prayers, affirmations, overcoming obstacles, cosmic kitchen. Oh, the journey of willingness you have embraced. You're more compassionate. You're more fun. You're more playful. You've traveled a long way. Now give yourself a hug. You've arrived at gate 2024, and you'll be transported soon, but just come back to me now and come back to the squares. I am getting you ready for that 2024. We've already packed some stuff in our consciousness. We're still at the deservability place. And I did teach a lesson entitled The Cosmic Kitchen. And I want you to keep in mind that the Cosmic Kitchen is here to serve you. You can put any order in. You can put your orders in, as many orders as you want. 2024, a lot of people put goals in as orders. But understand, anything you put in that cosmic kitchen is yours to have. You just have to believe you deserve it. And as you may recall, you're going to want to leave the results up to the cosmic chef on how he prepares your order or how she prepares your order. And and feel really confident that that order will be filled, and continue to walk and do the next right thing. And I believe that the next right thing is an easy thing. It is to celebrate the miracles. And in every moment, there is a miracle. If there's no miracle, then something's wrong here. So your job, your task as the light of the world is to embrace and celebrate the miracle in everything. You can do it. I've realized too that no matter what age you are, there are still opportunities to develop self-confidence, meaning stepping out and taking on new challenges. And I've experienced it a lot in this community. I've gotten strength from a lot of the people in this community where they face challenges, tech challenges, job challenges, and they come up 100 and are able to demonstrate the power of self-confidence, affirmative prayer, and action. So we want to sharpen our tools. We want to let the universe work for us and through us, and we will be amazed what happens when we consciously tap in to the power within. Please don't forget your affirmative prayers and thinking. You want to make use of your affirmative prayers and thinking because self-forgiveness will probably be an opportunity that you can have to do often. And just remember when we talked about forgiveness, that self-forgiveness, one of the things that is an alert button is whenever you're feeling shame or guilt, that's the thing. Bing, bing. Oh, I need to practice some self-forgiving. I need to have mercy and grace on myself. And when you have resentments, anger and resentments, you know that you have to forgive others. And we went through the freedom from bondage prayer the other day, and I think one of my friends who's on this chat actually gave this to me, and I gave it to you last month. But we want to remember whenever we have relationships, whether it's with the person who doesn't drive right or the family member, they, just like me, are seeking some happiness. They, just like me, are seeking how to fulfill their lives. So we want to remember as we have this deservability consciousness that I deserve forgiveness as well as the other person deserves forgiveness. And more importantly than any other thing you do is to never forget that you deserve to have positive and supportive relationships. Your own crew of uplifters. People who believe in you and uplift your spirits. You keep gratitude in your attitude. You find excuses and reasons to be grateful. You gotta know God adores you and can't keep its eyes off of you. God is your personal captain, your private pilot, your personal driver, and has your back all of the time. So I have gone through just one phase of your trip, but I believe it is an important trip. I know that if I wasn't in a deservability consciousness, and my Creator said, here, I am giving you a ticket on an airplane, I might go on economy thinking that I want to save money and forget that the Creator gave this to me and I need to go up there in first class. So the consciousness of deservability is real. I want to make sure. Remember, you are the light of the world. You playing small does not benefit anybody. People need to see courage in action. People need to see that it is possible to be the light of the world without any bragging and showing off. You just you. How many people, and I know you, how many people in this community experience people saying, I'm glad you came. It's good to see you. Wow. I like the way I like the way you talk. I love when you say things. This is who you are. And don't play yourself small. Just, if you have to say, God's just showing off through me. I'm just, I'm here. I'm the light. God just worked for me. I just show up, That's what you do. So I'm going to let you go. Actually, this is a short meditation, another meditation. I'm going to let you go, and then we'll go to the afterglow. But I decided to do this meditation and then follow it with an affirmation bath. And after that, we will go to the afterglow and hear from you. I want to hear about your strengths. I want to hear about your assets. I want to hear about what you decided to travel on. I want to hear where you're going. I might want to ask, can I go with you? I want to hear. And when I was Sunday, I think it was Sunday, it was so powerful because the comments, Dr. Greg is absolutely wonderful, but the comments after the lesson were like, it was amazing. You guys are phenomenal. And each one teaches one as they just speak their truths. So I look forward to the afterglow, after the meditation and the affirmation bath. Okay. So we're going to close our eyes one more time. And we're going to breathe in and breathe out. As you experience loving the feeling of freedom, you have taken off your heavy coat of criticism, fear, guilt, resentment, and shame this year. You are free. You realize you're the light of the world. You have forgiven yourself and others, so you have no need to punish anyone, including yourself. You've learned to step over obstacles and move forward. You forgive yourself for having carried old burdens, and you have forgiven yourself for doing it for so long. You forgive yourself for not knowing how to love others and yourself. You understand now that everyone is under the laws of one's own consciousness, you included. You've given up your stuff around old issues. You are free. You are the light of the world. You are now aspired to inspire. You are the light of the world. Life becomes so much sweeter as you realize that you are making wonderful shifts in your life, welcoming a more expanded level of love, wealth, health, and happiness into your life. As you move joyfully into 2024, go about your own business of inspiring others to be the light of the world. And you do this just by being you, the beautiful you that you are. Now continue to relax in this higher consciousness, breathing in and out, slowly relaxing even more, and allowing yourself to bathe in these words which will replenish you and ready you for your next demonstration. You are perfect, whole, and complete. You are perfect, whole, and complete. You are fabulous. You are worthy. Life loves you. You're a beacon of joy. You are adored. You are gifted. You are gifted. You are gifted. You are intelligent. You are intelligent. Life loves you. You are the light of the world. You are inspired to aspire. You are magnificent. You're intuitive. You're trustworthy. The grace of God expresses itself through you. Goodness and beauty follow you wherever you go. You're gorgeous. You're divinely made. You're bold. You're precious. You're creative with your talents, and you soar. You soar with your talents. You are creative and you soar with your talents. The world awaits you. The world awaits you. You're brilliant. The world awaits you. You are spirit free of all limits. You are safe. You are healed. You are whole. You are safe. You are healed. You are whole. You are free. You are free to forgive. You are free to save the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are spirit. Unfold.